North and South Korea in gunfire exchange after Kim Jong-un resurfaces. Much of early life of Kim Jong-un is unknown to Western media. Presumably born in North Korea, Kim is the son of Ko Young-hee, an opera singer, and Kim Jong-il, the dictatorial leader of the country until his death in 2011. Although Kim Jong-un implemented some economic and agricultural reforms, human rights violation and brutal suppression of opposition continue to be reported under his rule. He also continued the country's nuclear testing and development of missile technology in the face of international condemnation, though he announced intentions to be more cooperative in that area via historic meetings with South Korean President Moon Jae-in and US President Donald Trump. The birth date and early childhood of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is shrouded in mystery. It is known that he is the third and the youngest son of Korean military leader Kim Jong-il, also written Jong-tu, who under the Communist Workers' Party had ruled North Korea since 1994, and the grandson of Kim Il-sung, his father's predecessors. Kim Jong-un's mother was opera singer Ko Young-hee, who had two other children and is thought to have campaigned for Kim Jong-un to be his father's successor before her death in 2004. Kim Jong-il reportedly took a liking to Kim Jong-un, noting that he saw in the youth a temperament similar to himself. It is also thought that Kim Jong-un may have been educated abroad in Switzerland before attending the Kim Il-sung Military University, named after his grandfather, in the capital of Pyongyang in the mid-2000s. Kim Jong-il began to prepare Kim Jong-un for succession to leadership in 2010. Upon his father's death in December 2011, Kim Jong-un assumed power. He was believed to be in his late 20s at the time. After Kim assumed supreme leadership of North Korea, he reportedly executed or removed many senior officials that he had inherited from his father's regime. Among those purged was his own uncle, Jang Song-taek, also known as the Jang Song-taek, who is believed to have played an important role during Kim Jong-il's rule and had been considered one of the Kim Jong-un's top advisors. In February 2011, Kim's older half-brother Kim Jong-nam died in Malaysia, although many details remained unclear. It was believed he was poisoned at Kuala Lumpur airport and multiple suspects were arrested. Kim Jong-nam had been living in exile for many years, during which time he served a vocal critic of his half-brother's regime. Under Kim Jong-un's authority, North Korea continued its weapon testing program, though agreeing in February 2012 to halt nuclear testing and to cessation on long-range missile launching. In April 2012, the country launched a satellite that failed shortly after takeoff. The US government believed that these launches were meant to cover up work and testing on ballistic missile technology. In February 2013, North Korea held its third underground nuclear test. The act was roundly condemned by the international community, including the United States, Russia, Japan, and China. By September 2016, the country reported conducted its 5 underground nuclear tests despite a history of sanctions imposed by the US. On June 12, 2018, Kim and Trump shook hands at the secluded Capella Resort in Singapore before heading off for private talks with their interpreters. Their meeting, the first between a member of the Kim ruling family and sitting US president, came just weeks after the latest round of belligerent rhetoric threatened to torpedo the effort. Kim Jong-un recently missed the celebration of his grandfather's birthday on 15th April. This is one of the biggest events of the year, marking the birth of the nation's founder. Kim Jong-un has never missed it, and it seemed very unlikely that he would simply choose not to turn up. Inevitably, his absence prompted speculation and rumors, none of which is easy to substantiate. Kim Jong-un last appeared in state media on 12th of April inspecting a pursuit assault plane group in a handout that is undated. As ever, the images portrayed him as relaxed and eased. The claim about Kim Jong-il's health surfaced in the report for a website run by North Korean defectors on Tuesday. As an anonymous source told the Daily NK that they understood he had been struggling with cardiovascular problems since last August, but it worsened after repeated visits to Mount Peak-2. This led to a chain of reporting by international media on a single source story. News agencies then began to run with that claim, and it was all they had until some reports emerged that intelligence agencies in South Korea and US were monitoring the claim. But then came a more sensational headline in US media that the North Korean leader was in a critical condition after heart surgery. However, a statement from the South Korean government and sources that Chinese intelligence speaking to the Reuters news agency said this was not true. The recent exchange of fire follows weeks of speculation globally over the health and whereabouts of Mr. Kim after 36-year-old dictator disappeared from public view amid reports he was gravely ill. The timing is interesting. It's just 24 hours since the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un reappeared after a 21-day absence. There have also been a large number of military drills in the north in recent months to improve readiness to fight an actual war, according to state media. Pyongyang has sometimes used the tactic of escalate to de-escalate, using its military posturing as leverage in later negotiation. But any sign of direct fire will be disappointing to many in South Korea. There have been a lot of work in the last 2 years to ease tensions between the two countries after President Moon Jae-in met Kim Jong-un. The two sides signed a military agreement. Any deliberate shots fired would breach that pact. Troops exchanged gunfire in a rare skirmish inside the demilitarized zone dividing the Korean peninsula just hours after Pyongyang released images of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un appearing in public for the first time in 3 weeks. Multiple North Korean gunshots struck a South Korean guard post inside the 250-kilometer-long DMZ on Sunday morning, according to South Korean Joint Chief of Staff. No casualties were reported. The South Korean side returned fire twice, the JCS said in a statement. The last time the North opened fire on the South happened in 2017 when a North Korean soldier made a dash across the military demarcation line to defect. Easing military tension at the border was one of the agreements reached between the leaders of the two countries at a summit in Pyongyang in September 2018. Kim Jong-un's reappearance in public, reported by the North Korean state media on Friday, followed an almost 3-week unexplained absence that sparked intense global speculation about his health. But the U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo told U.S. media that the shots for the North were believed to be accidental. Meanwhile, South Korea's Yonhap news agency quoted government officials saying that the shots were not likely to have been intentional. No injuries were reported in the incident. Military officials in the South say there were no signs of unusual troop movement. Even if it was an accident or miscalculation, it shows just how important it is for troops to keep level heads in the heavily fortified DMZ to ensure the situation isn't made much worse.